Welcome to Biscuit Tin RPG, everybody. Thank you for joining us, City of Illumination. If you haven't caught up on it, go check out last night's stream, Red to Black. We had some interesting conversation there. A lot of fun. Some old characters from previous campaigns showed up. It was a good time. I also dealt emotional damage to every single person that was involved in the creation of the Black Ballad, and I will not apologize for it. That being said, let's dive on in. Mike, go ahead.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Will. So, returning back to World of Anzoria, we find our lone intrepid hero, Oxcord, um, alone, with the loss of Bismuth and Tev. Let's see where the story will pick up. But first, let's go ahead and talk about what happened last week, a tumultuous session last week, on session 114. On an ember-soaked ground upon the jungle, the Sandstormers engaged in a deadly nighttime ambush by Genmaris and his Terran monks and flying shade beasts. As soon as the battle began, the hidden Terran monks tunneled their way to snatch Silver and Stephen beneath the earth away from their allies. The Shade Beast swooped down from the sky, snatching up Givy in the process, and eventually releasing him from up high. Rushing the Moon Elf in the hopes of ending the ambush quickly, Ox bull rushed his way towards him, only to suffer from his personal monk style and a resounding, stunning strike that halted the rushing barbarian, forcing Biz and Tav to focus all of their efforts on the monk, leaving their allies to deal with Genmaris's minions. When Godolina rushed to unleash her signature sunbeam on Genmaris, the trap was set. The party learned the real target was indeed Godolina, and Genmaris would escape with her. Struck by one of the skulking shades, Godolina fell to the ground and began to bleed out, and as her eyes began to close, they quickly opened once more. Snatched up by one of the flying shade monsters, she regained her composure, but to the dismay of her companions, she took no hostile actions towards her enemies. Silver, nearly escaping her fate, would fall once more as one of the golden lions from Biz could not rescue her in time. Poor Stephen continued to be pulled deeper and deeper underground at the whims of his monk adversary, and Givy managed to survive the fall, thankfully, but unfortunately only to be pulled down as well by another monk. With Gondolina and Jinmaris making their escape, Biz and Tav took the skies in the hopes of killing Jinmaris for another time. While Tav and Biz evaded and unleashed all their tools of war into stopping Jinmaris, the Raging Ox could do little to aid in the fight, with enemies flying and digging around him. Ox stood alone with Coralox as their allies suffered. Tav utilized her supernal clarity to stop time and prepare for Jinmaris' end, but in her haste, she made a lapse in judgment and rushed her plan and fell into a lethargic state, allowing Jinmaris to put space between her and himself. For Biz, he had exposed himself too much to the enemies, and with no one around to help him and low on spell slots, the two skulking shades ripped him apart. However, they would take his corpse with them as they made their escape with a turned Godolina. Biz, before dying, was able to discern that she must have been infected with something, not a disease, but a creature, but unfortunately could not relay that information to the rest of the party, leaving them in the dark on what had maybe happened to their companion. For Tav, she made one last effort to kill Jamaris, but it was he who put her down in the end, and when she fell, he kicked her corpse off the demonic hand mount, and she floated down, hitting the ground hard. Ox blacked out and chased the enemy into the jungle. When night grew silent and Ox could not chase no more, he returned to take the fallen and survivors back to the Arbite camp. Rakati, silent and full of rage, fled to continue the pursuit on his own. Molshad would message Ox of even more terrible news. The camp was destroyed. Many lay dead, including Elran and a majority of his crew and their companions. The prisoners Biz 2 had returned with were actually corrupted Warforged who detonated themselves upon arrival. Finally arriving at the camp after a day of continuous travel, Ox learned that the Ronin warriors of Elran had deserted after his death, and hundreds more lie dead. And the death of the companions, except for Lorenza and Narzan, were also apparent. Indeed, the damage caused by Jinmaris was severe, and he had also lost both of his friends. The Sandstormers had been sundered once again, and maybe for the last time, and once again Ox remained alone to take on that burden. After a heated argument with Molchiad, the Blue Dragonborn still offered the lone scroll of resurrection for Tav, but Biz, unbeknownst to the party, was still alive. Awaking in a dark room, warding magic away. He was confronted by many of the perpetuals and agents of the Hibis Corps, including Godolina. For now, Biz was alone to face a new fate. And that's where we pick up from last week. Yeah, here we are. It is Red's Pull the 40th of Blossom Crown. It's around 8 a.m. for everyone else. Maybe Biz would have some sort of tracking of time. Probably as a clockwork soul sorcerer now. He would. But for you, Biz, we pick up exactly where we left off. You are in this dark cube chamber of sorts. There's no light. You can, somehow, see the visible lines of the room itself. So, with your passive insight, you can discern it to be of artificial creation. So you're not like in an actual room of darkness or in like a room in like a castle or a hidden hideout. You probably are in some sort of magically crafted room. In front of you is, as I said, Xanandrin, the tiefling woman who you all fought back on Acheron, who could explode your blood. John Mars, who has his arm crossed. So I'll start off with the people closest to the door, and the furthest they've entered is about 4 feet. The room itself is about 20 feet by 20 feet. It's a relatively large room, a large chamber, but the people inside only walk in about 5 feet. Closest to the door is Xanandrin in Genmer. Xanandrin looks to be annoyed. She doesn't want to be here. She thinks you can tell that one, her clothing is covered in dry blood and mud. So it looks like she just came back from like a battle of sorts. John Morris looks relatively clean. He probably had freshened up in the time that you had been gone. Um, he has his arms crossed in front of him, and he leans on the right side of the doorway. He's quite pleased with himself. You see a big smirk on his face as he looks directly at you. In that room as well, standing in front of him, this time in front of Xanandrin, is a large, muscular humanoid creature with a horse head with red eyes. It breathes heavily and it pinches its clawed hands as if it was anxious for something. You can sort of discern that this creature is probably a bloodthirsty killer, and it standing in one place is not giving it its what's the choice of words? It's uh wow. Can't think of
It
the
looks
word.
antsy.
Its
It's
greatest
yeah,
desire.
right. It's not like it looks like it's not fulfilling what it should be doing right now. And you're correct. It's anxious. I just can't remember the word. Um, Next to him and just slightly in front of John Morris is a large, brutish werewolf, lean still. He looks far more cleaner than a normal werewolf. His fur is well kept. It's combed. You can also see that he is adorned in relic armor and a jagged relic sword, both of which have the resemblance of master crafted work from the principality, the magocracy of Oglever back in the continent on the continent of Deus. For your recollection, the magocracy of Oglever used to be part of the Tarak Empire, but they seceded and are basically run by wizards. Uh, Wizard houses run the entire country, and they're all basically noble wizards, and they're very haughty. They're very arrogant, as wizard nobles probably would be. I think I have some images already posted. Let's see. Those are those. Those are those. Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. Um, Do you guys want me to repost images of everybody again just to give some sense, or do you guys sort of remember at least Jen Mars and Zenandra? I'm gonna post images in our Discord of O'Dirt and this demon, and you can tell it's a demon. I mean, he's the most sinister and brutish monster in the room right now. I'll post that in a minute, I guess. Um, in front of them is two more people, three more people. Godolina is actually right up front in front of you, but she has this blank stare on her face. With your passive insight, you can tell that in her eyes, she's trying to fight her way out, in a sense. Her eyes quake as if it's trying to move, but her body is as still as stone. Her fists are clenched and at her side, but they look directly at you. The most, I guess, maybe sickening thing is that she is smiling at you, but you can sort of tell that it's not her trying to smile at you. Based on what you know, Biz, of what has taken over Godolina. On either side of Godolina, yes, are two people that you have never seen before. And this is their first time. The first one, who is about to speak to you, is very uh, a strapping, well-dressed Aarakocra, a raven-looking Aarakocra. His feathers have a very bright sheen on it. Even though there is no light, it is very well kept. It is a healthy set of feathers. He is wearing this like dark emerald, maybe a little like dark green overcloak with gold trimmings all around it. There are intricate patterns all around and all over this cloak. Underneath, he has a beautiful vest with a white tunic, and he has a beautiful brown trousers to go with it, and some buckled shoes. At his side is a pan flute and also a flute. And he also has a very ostentatious rapier on his other side of his hip. He seems the one that's going to be addressing you. And then there's another one that I forgot to mention last week, but there is a woman in all white, um, a all white gown. It's tied off at the waist, and she wears slacks or pants, I should say, and she's wearing sandals. She is a blue-skinned woman, and she has these completely white eyes. She has these interesting tattoos of like squares and numbers on her forehead. And you recognize these people, they're really only ever seen in the continent of Dias, where you're from, mostly in the Empire and over in Oglever. But there have been talks that they originate from Jaichan, way up north, the northernmost continents. She is a Vedalken woman. A Vedalken is someone who is considered like smart. They can process information at computer-like speeds. They're typically seen in those kinds of capacities, especially in the Empire, either being bankers, teachers, professors, lecturers. They are really inclined in the knowledge and academics because that's their real prominent power is their processing power. Um, but she is there, and the one thing you know specifically that sticks out to you on her clothing is um, a chain around her neck, and this chain has several, how should I put it, several rings of different color in different types, like a ring made of amethyst, a ring of metals, so and stones, a ring made of citron, a ring made of ruby. Um, you've only seen those kinds of necklaces with those kinds of rings on a specific group of people from the Empire. They are members of the IMF, not the International Monetary Fund, the the Imperial Magi Foundation. And you know the Imperial Magi Foundation for one thing. They have been trying to help recreate the creation forges of the Warforge. This person, though you haven't seen her before, is most likely a member or a previous member of the Imperial Apexian Divisio, who was sort of leading the way in trying to recreate it. Um, so to see someone here with a close proximity to your sort of racial struggle or linear or yeah, like struggle of your people is even more discerning as you sort of instinctually grab your chest and are starting to put the pieces together as to, well, she's here, then the Shard of Creation must be involved in whatever they're trying to do with Creation Forges, which doesn't bode well at all. Um, which is even more sinister that they captured you and managed to take it. I'll go ahead and quickly post pictures of all these people so you have some sort of visual on who's looking at you instead of me haphazardly describing to you what these people look like. This is what the Voldalkin woman looks like. She doesn't have the tattoos on this image, but she does have tattoos. She doesn't have these blue lines on her face, but she does have that very distinctual. This is a little bit bluish, but just white eyes. There's no pupils at all. She doesn't have a headdress on. She has dark purple hair that runs down to her lower back, and it's straight. So she doesn't have that. So here's that Baltalkin woman. Then I'll get to Yuri. Do you want me to post a picture on Jin Maris and Zenadrin as a refresher or not?
I think I remember them.
Okay. Then I'll post the Aarakocra, the demon. Here's the Aarakocra.
Oh, he's hot.
I think they're all gonna
So
be
fucked
hot,
up.
except for the horseman.
I don't know.
You'll
I don't
never
think.
know.
I don't know. Maybe I don't. If you think O'Dirt's hot, then I agree with you. He is hot because I like big beastly guys. No, not like that. That's O'Dirt's. You can tell.
Yeah, he's hot.
Jesus. Let's see, and then the demon. Demon. I'm pretty sure it's a horse head. It could be a donkey head. I'm not really sure at this time now. There you go. He's hot.
That doesn't do it for me. I'll say that.
Okay, so
Another facial expression, maybe. Otherwise.
okay, all right. So the Aarakocra is the one that will speak up. He says, "It's finally good to make your acquaintance, Bismuth. Am I correct?" And when he speaks, you can tell that he's putting in a patchwork of different tones and voices. Since I do follow the Aarakocras do mimicry in Anzoria, you can see that he's very um not not intelligent, but he is creative in the way he speaks. He's using all these different tones and accents, which you may come across here and there in his speech patterns. But I'll tell you right now, he uses words from other people talking to make into one fluid conversation with you. Most people wouldn't notice that. They'd be like, he sounds different. Like he's like, like his tone go up and down. But for you, you can discern that he's patching different conversations this person has probably had with other people into one fluid conversation and combining the words and sentences. But he says, "It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Bismuth. I have heard much about you from the others," as he sort of gestures towards Jen Maris and Zenandrin. He bows his head. He's very has etiquette. This person's definitely from Deus, at least. And he has to be. Then again, he looks like a bard, so you don't know if this is a noble or if he's just used to this kind of etiquette, this type of behavior. Um,
I would love to reciprocate the emotion, but I don't feel too welcomed here.
You are not bound. You are simply sitting there in the middle on the back far wall. But he continues on saying, fair enough. Um, none of them look at each other. Is one thing you notice. And because this is a magical room, you can go ahead and make an Arcana check. Because, like I said, they only move about 5 feet into the room and then they stop. And when they are standing in place, it sort of feels like they're not standing next to each other, as opposed to if they would be current, in reality.
The 16.
16. You have a feeling that they are not here but are here. Something magical about them being here.
They're like projecting themselves, something.
Correct. But you can't really tell based on that check. He goes on to say, well, Bismuth, regardless, it is still a pleasure to meet one such as you. Warforged who have the capacity for magic are rare in these times, a rarity in this world. Unfortunately for you, you have found yourself within the confines of the Sandswimmers, which places you with people who have failed, places you within a sphere of failure, for that is where the supposed legend of the Sandswimmers finally comes to. The Sandswimmers have failed. With Godolina here, we will take her back to the City of Illumination, complete what Lord Prundus initially had tried to accomplish thousands of years ago. I do want to commend you. I relished at the chance to meet you all face to face, but that is not my place within the organization. I'm not a fighter. I am a talker. Mostly a fortune teller. And you can hear Zinandra in the back saying, yeah, but she's one hell of a fortune teller.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name.
Ah, that is my fault. I don't talk to many people. I'm typically alone in my studies. I was given the name Ghost Whisperer a long time ago by people I no longer view as friends or companions. It is a pleasure to meet you, finally. I will say that I am quite overjoyed that I have managed to finally undo what has been causing my master so much troubles. As you, I don't, sorry, rewind that. I take great pride in believing that I have accomplished something that my predecessors have not, in terms of stopping you all. As leader of the perpetuals that serve the Hibis Corps, it is relief that you will no longer be pestering us from here on out. The silly folks of this nice Cerelian church, these petty cultists, their work will not be continued. I'm going ahead of myself. I simply wanted to greet you and meet you for a first time and a last time. You won't be leaving these beautiful chambers. You will remain here. I would assume forever. Uh, Depends on how the natural environment takes it, but
So
this will be
you,
your home for the next, who knows how long Warforged lives.
very interesting. So you brought me back to life to rip the shard out, but then to keep me in the room forever.
Well, there is an ulterior motive to having you alive if things don't go as planned. I am one to forever have a plan, backup plan for every plan. The need for you to be resurrected was necessary, unfortunately, because we need the shard for its powers, but also to reactivate it. I don't know if you have any understanding of how shards work, but they require a living host to hum with power, and thus you need to be returned to life. I've already spoken with Jedmaris and his methods of what I claimed as an extraction mission, not a complete massacre. But regardless, we have what we came for. You being here is, as you say, odd. But at the same time, it's never a bad thing to have some sort of insurance policy. Isn't it right, Silson? And he gestures over to the Vildalkit woman, and she says, yes. I have always wanted to meet you, Bismuth. Ironhide has spoken so highly about you, and you remember Ironhide. Now, this is part of your backstory. Not the blend of backstory that we both had when we created Sterling, about being part of the Ferris Errants, training with other Warforged back in the um, Cyber Sanctum under Father Telemac. Because it wasn't just you three. You three were the best that Father Telemac had trained and had brought up, pretty much raised from your creation or your founding. But there were others, other Warforged that were part of Father Telemac's inner circle. Among those was a Warforged named Ironhide, who specifically trained you, even though he covered the basics of arcana and magic in the world. Obviously, Sterling and Silver didn't really pick up on that. That wasn't their knack. But you're the one that picked up on it more. Now, I'm not going to say that you had intimate relationships or a close relationship with this Ironhide, but your character would know of him and that he was part of Father Talamac's inner circle. He's the one that sort of trained every Warforged within the Ferris Errants about the ways of magic, since it is technically a rarity that Warforges are able to harness the winds of magic. Ironhide has spoken so highly of you, and so has Father Telmac. Um, and when she says that, you're now starting to sort of put together on why Father Telmac is still around or whatnot, which is now getting more sinister as the conversation goes on. She squats down. You could be standing up or sitting up, but she squats down. You think that's just her style of like being comfortable. She squats down and she starts like tracing random symbols. Maybe it's some sort of quirk she has as a person. And she continues the conversation looking at the ground. She doesn't really look at you directly. She looks at the ground. And she continues on saying, as Ghost Whisperer did say, there is a reason why, and that reason is because I asked him to. We always need a backup, and I can't hold it back, young Bismuth, but the work of my previous organization is continuing on through me and through our associate, Ironhide. Yes, Ironhide did betray Father Ptolemy and all of you. He has been a spy for a long time. And as she does that, she pulls down, she reveals what looks like to be like a fake patch of skin. It's like one of those rubber skins that covers up stuff. And it reveals a mark. Um, it is nothing you've seen before, but when she reveals it, it glows blood red. And the image is of a number and a pattern overlapping each other. Not hashtag, but you know what I mean? Just overlapping each other. But it glows. And when it does glow, you can see that underneath certain people's clothing, like Jen Maris, underneath his sash, it glows a little bit of red. Underneath Xanandrin's right neck, her hair's down. You can see it glow from within, from within. On Ghost Whisperer, you can see his left eye glow a little bit, and there's a symbol that resembles a what is it called? A olive branch. Um, On O'Dirt, you can see that his chest plate glows. There is a large ruby, and it glows, and within that symbol is a family sigil. Um, this person's probably O'Dirt is from the history is probably a magocrat or noble, so that's probably his house emblem, and it glows. So you can tell that all of them are cursed, and that is their curse mark. She said he has been cursed for a long time. Um, sort of why he garnered such knowledge of Arcana. Typically, most Warforged don't. And you remember that because Talamag did describe Ironhide as someone who is an anomaly, but an anomaly that is of a great boon to the people of the Warforged community. And she continues saying that the work is continuing, and I am overjoyed, but at the same time am perplexed. Warforged are such durable creatures, and yet even with the newfound knowledge and magic that we have at our disposal, this new forge just seems to be burning through corpses faster than I imagined. As she looks at Ghost Whisperer, when will the new shipment of soul coins come? And Ghost Whisperer silences her and says, we'll talk about it once we're out of here, Stilson. But regardless, Bismuth, you are necessary. And it would be unfair of me to leave without showing you what your future might look like. And he goes and he sort of calls out to the room. He says, Wagner, can you please show our guest an image of Silson's project? Right next to you, probably a good foot away, a inky tendril appears from the ground up, and then it begins to flatten out and become a translucent screen. And there, a very static image begins to appear, but then it buffers into 14 2K. Um, it buffers into a scene, what looks like to be underground somewhere. There is a bright light in the backdrop, but what you see is a large clockwork sphere with a burning center for an eye. I'll go ahead and show you an image of what that looks like. And you already have ill feelings of what this probably is. Another creation forge of sorts. In session. Oh, miscellaneous images. It is moving with all the clockworks and gears, all in unison, moving in different directions. At the heart of that burning eye, there is a figure, something strapped within inside. And you even see Solson walk really close to you. Oh no, she doesn't walk close to you. You hear Ghost Whisperer say, "Can you please zoom in, Wagner?" And because it's from a distance, the image fades for a moment and then reappears, and it's much closer, right in front of this eye of this machine. And inside, now when I show this image, it's not like an actual, like it's not too sci-fi. Think of it more of a fantastical steampunk-esque look to it when I show this image. Is a half body of a warforge. The warforge is hanging there by wires and rope. Several of these metal wires or rope are injected inside to the back and through its back and the nape of its spine and neck. It's looking down. You can see that you can tell that it once had a full body, but the bottom portion has burnt off. And you can see that the immense heat is just slowly incinerating this warforge. And as it hangs there, it just instinctually looks up and looks at you. And you can instantly tell that though this does not look like him, it is in a new body. The eyes that glow, that look directly at you, is Father Talamek. As the image recedes back to its original position, you can see that there is like this layer of movements, like in a modern video game where if something has this layer of like ghosts or specters and they sort of just ride the surface of an object, you can see that of these images of what looks like to be humanoids. Well, they look like wisps flattened out in the silhouette of like a torso, an arm. But when you slowly recede from this image, there are several of them, and you can see several of them have Warforged faces. And there are two that you can pick out instantly. These two people are your family. It is Silver and Sterling. It seems like their souls are also a part of this construct. At the heart of it, you can tell pulsating is the shard of creation. And you can see now that this pseudo creation forge is underway. For what purposes, who knows? But you can only imagine. You all Warforged know of what a future would look like if there was a creation forge, a new creation forge that created Warforged that had um, no freedom, only to serve. So as the image blacks out and the screen disappears into the ground, Silson, who is frothing at the mouth at just the scene. You can see that this is her passion. This is something that she wants done. You don't know if it's obsession or if she was forced to do it or if she was just cursed to do it, but this is what this person wants. And Ghost Whisperer will continue on. Well, it was a pleasure once again, Bismuth. I'd like to thank you on behalf of all the Hippos Corps for your unyielding sacrifice that you will be committed soon. And that the Sandswimmers were truly a valiant enemy. One that will not be forgotten, I'm sure. I know Prundus will never forget your annoying band of miscreants. That is for sure. But we have our own plans that we must continue on. You hear O'Dirt in the background say, "The city of illumination is finally ours. A haven for my likings. A barracks to produce Warforged. We will bring despair to the world." Um, he says, "Then we will come upon Icerelia, and I will summon my Kirsten folk within her ritual circle. It will be glorious to ruin her efforts." And Ghost Whisperer gives him a look. He's like, "Will you shut it?" Anyways,
The Tom
So-
Holland of the crew.
yes. Anyways, adieu.
So it's very interesting. So you are going to go feed me some machine, presumably. Oh, my camera went out.
Bye.
See you. So that's exactly where Bism's at. It's this dark room.
There we go.
Oh, he's back.
So you talk so smart and up high for someone who's being so incredibly naive. The Sandswimmers aren't known for just backing down after a single defeat. You know that, right?
He looks at you. He doesn't say a word.
And I look at what's his name? Silsa. You want to make dogs as loyal as you are, I assume?
She nods her head in agreement, yes.
Yeah. You know that won't work either, right? The shard you use, the people you're feeding to it. There's a reason I didn't stay bound to your will. People will fight back, no matter what. And you're an idiot not to see that. But despite that, I'm willing to make a deal here. I want something and you have it. And I have things you want. So instead of wasting your time and getting disappointed by a machine that will never work, or falling victim to the sandstormers again because you think they're dead, we could work together here.
Ghost Whisperer continues to observe you and take in what you're telling him. Jen Morris and Xanandrin, well, Xanandrin sort of flares up. And she's like, what is this prisoner saying? And Jen Morris just looks at her and says, calm down, Xanandrin. You can't do anything in here anyways. O'Dirt puffs out his chest. The demon sort of steps forward, but O'Dirt stops him with his sword. Silson, who it's really hard to read her facial expressions. Well, her facial expression looks very pleased with herself. And she responds first before Ghost Whisperer says something. She says, I don't know what Ghost Whisperer thinks you have that we need, but we have all we need. And your father Talmec is just a test run because, in all honesty, a Warforged with a Shard of Creation is a first of its kind, and the fact that you have survived with it for so long already gives me everything I need to know what to do next. Once the prototype fades away, I know for a fact that the Shard of Creation will only accept you, and that means we're going to put you in there, and you're going to function just like a slave and a follower as you so heartily claim us to all be. Yes, that may be true that we are slaves, but at least we are slaves with purpose and not slaves just to be slaves. Ghost Whisperer responds saying, well, I don't know what you're offering in return, as Silson said, but I'll hear you out. What do you think we need that we already don't have, Bismuth?
Well, I for one know where ships are coming in. People on our
Ships.
sides are making plans. They're arriving at this island.
Oh,
And
yes, yes, of course, the Federation.
I also, I don't know if you know, but your little friend is stuck behind one of my walls. I can get him out.
He speaks of I forgot his name, right? Because he's been trapped for so long.
I forgot all about that guy.
I mean, when you don't, when you can't summon him, you know, you sort of forget about him.
Head to jar fella.
Head jar fella. Um, he responds saying, "Ah, the nightmare count, Sastooth. Yes, a worthy servant of Prunus, one of the most vile, I might say. And yes, since he has been indisposed as of late, it has previously put a wrench in our plans. But as he sort of leans in a little bit, I think you're overplaying something that you don't have, Bismuth. You see, it doesn't matter anymore about how much soldiers the Federation sends. Doesn't even matter how many freelancers they'll send. In truth, it doesn't even matter if the Sandstormers does make a miraculous return. He puts his feathered hand on Godolina. We have what we want. We will open the City of Illumination. We will place the key at the heart of it, and we will unleash the power of the sun meant to protect the mortal realms onto the mortal realms. There
I
is
think
nothing that can stop us now. Not even a miraculous, perchance, return of the Sandstormers. And in regards to the Navy, I think your what is his name? The blue foolish fellow, Ox. I think he's going to come into interesting information in regards to, I believe it was Grand Admiral Bryaxis's fleet out there. You know what? I just can't hold it anymore. We did have a tentative alliance with the what are they called again? The Cult of the Hate-Filled Waters. You don't know them, but they're the true cultists of Nicerelia. They're the ones that gave us the little, as she taps the temple of Gondolina, you can actually see something like a black ooze appear from underneath her eyeball and then retract into it. It's like gave us a little one of their gifts that we used on Godolina, and there is one more still lurking within your party. So if there is ever a miraculous return, it will strike. But furthermore, this navy, these marines who have come, they have to deal with the Lycan horde that Odert has graciously brought from Deus. They have to deal with the Freeborns, because I'm pretty sure you're not going to ally yourself with a bunch of treasonous pirates. Furthermore, our little tentative alliance with these cultists, they're so far more delusional than we are. They believe that this ritual to return their deity to her domain is going to work. What they don't know is that we have infected a majority of their sacrifices with lycanthropy. So at a whim, Odert can make them all lycans and ravage the so-called mages that are trying to enact this spell. And we gave them information since we actually knew all about these fleets swimming around the islands. Grand Admiral and his first fleet are most likely gone. I'm assuming that the two pair, the elf and the Yuan Ti, I forgot his name. Anyways, doesn't talk much. Went out to sea already to claim their prize, a worthy sacrifice to cap off their scent or their return of their mistress. Grand Admiral Baraxis has already been captured. The fleet is gone. There is no way, unless they summon the entire Federation army and navy to the island, which I doubt they will. Soon they're going to have a horde of Lycans completely threaten the entire northern coast of the continent of Broseus and the fabled City of Illumination. Mythical, supposed to protect the mortal realms, is going to obliterate them. Oh, I will finally be able to please Prunus and get what I truly deserve. Because those that say friendship and companionship are strong and eternal bonds are fools and liars. And I will have my revenge. And you can see that he's getting like very hot-blooded about this. You've definitely brought up something that has traumatized this person, and you're starting to learn a little bit that this person also wants to escape as well. But at the same time, how to escape is the whole different matter. But anyways, Genmaris and Xanandrian eventually walk through the doorway. O'Dirt pulls the demon by the hair and pulls him back. Silson gathers her composure, wipes off the dust on her knees, and it's just you three. Ghost Whisperer regains his composure, stiffens out his cloak. He says, "Is there anything else you think you could offer the Hibis Corpse, Bismuth? I really don't think so. You are going to help us either way, whether you like it or not. Your fate has already been sealed."
I mean, if you really feel that way, I think maybe the conversation's already decided, but no, this is the kind of hubris they write in books, right?
Oh,
You will fall, and it'll be all the much sweeter when you do.
I hope one day you learn that reality isn't so sweet and fantastical. Silson walks away, and so does Ghost Whisperer, but Gordolina just stands there for a moment. And Ghost Whisperer turns back and says, "Gordolina, come. It's time you have a reunion with Prunus at the city." And Gordolina slowly steps back, turns away from you, and walks through the door.
I guess as she's walking, I say, I'll see you soon.
So, as the door closes, you are left in darkness once more. To your thoughts. And with that, we will move on over to Ox. Ox, it's I don't know how early you want to wake up after your long rest. I don't know if you get much sleep after
Boy,
the
not
events of
much. Just
yesterday.
enough to get the basic.
Mhm. You still have the scroll. Molshad has already given you the money to revive Tav, as that was the plan all along. He tells you that Nurbanu, or you learn from Narzan and Lorenza that Nurbanu and Nikita should be here today. but I do believe you wanted to make a trip to Misurna once you resurrected Tav.
Exactly.
Okay. Molshiat has already prepared everything for you to do such, so whenever you are ready, you can go ahead and bring Tav back, maybe.
I do ask him like how so I know how to get there. How do I get back?
Molshiat tells you, so I've linked this as he shows the teleportation circle on the sand. He says, I've linked this to my workshop in the back of my store. So if you need to get back, you can go that way.
Understood. Do I need a key or anything? I don't want to break your stuff.
No. The workshop is its own building behind my store. So it's unlocked. There's nothing there. I took pretty much everything out of it, which, as he looks at the wreckage, is pretty much gone now. But yes, it's a
Sorry.
two-way. We're not going to get into his socks. Bring Tav back so we can deal with this mess.
Absolutely. Looks at Scroll, goes, I don't know how to use this.
Moshe, he's like walking away. He's like, ugh. So he initiates it. He reads the magical words. He tries to show you if you want to learn.
Yeah. I'm like,
Then
I'll
he
probably
reali-
be using this more often than I would like.
Well, actually, I take it back. Can paladins? No, paladins can't cast resurrection, can they?
No, they can't.
Okay, yeah. So he attempts at first until he realizes halfway, like, wait, you can't even learn this.
Nope.
Takes it away from you.
Oh man.
He recites the words, and because he's using his own magical prowess, he calls upon. You actually find this out. He calls upon Bahamut, the Platinum Dragon. Nothing so fancy. Just the lights within the circle shines with a silver glow. And as he recites the words in Draconic, a ring of circle appears in the middle, and first an Afridi hand punches through the sand, and as it retracts, Tav is hoisted. Looks like she's hoisted. She levitates from the circle and then falls neatly onto the sand, and the circle dissipates. This is not the teleportation circle. Teleportation circle over there.
That's- that is way cooler than every other resurrection I've seen so far. I've seen a lot of them. That's actually bad.
Molshed, yeah, Molshed's like, huh, you should see my mass resurrection spell. That looks cool.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, I steal souls and bring them back to serve once again. It's really cool.
Okay, so maybe I
Okay,
misjudged you
wrong
from the
choice of
beginning.
words. Wrong choice of words. I'm sorry. I borrow.
Oh no,
Okay,
I
no.
wasn't gonna give you a hard time about the wording. I was just maybe I misjudged you. Maybe you're way cooler than I thought.
Well, now that I think about it, do I take the souls from where they're going, or do I ask permission? I never really know.
Well, do they have a chance to say no?
Oh no.
Then you don't ask.
Hmm.
The
I'm
moral
surprised
gray
Bahamut
area.
I'm surprised Bahamut still praises me.
Yeah, you know. I mean, Coriel like totally supports me, so
Well, Coriel's a different story. That guy is a murderer.
nah, he's a good guy.
I don't know if you know the history of Coriel, but he's called the attack dog of the Celestial Court. He's their enforcer.
You say attack dog, I hear badass. So I
Okay.
don't.
Well, to each their own then.
Yeah,
Tomato, tomato, whatever humans say.
potato, tomato. Yeah,
Potato, tomato, whatever humans say.
it's like this entire time, like Ox has like had this grudge, and now he's like, "Oh, maybe I was wrong. Pretty
As
cool."
you Tav, the first time you passed Tav, it was dark, but you saw blurred image of sort of maneuvering through a dark forest. And I think anyone who has died has had that same image. I'm gonna go for everyone else. I didn't really get into it before, but you all, when you died, you were all going through some sort of mysterious dark forest. And there may have been times where you have all seen what looks like a glowing orb or a wisp next to you or near you, several of them also meandering through the forest. So seeing this again, you don't really have a conscience, but you definitely remember this before. And as you're making your way, you begin to notice, and for this time around, you hear voices for the first time. Incoherent, you don't know what they say, but in the distance, you see those glowing orbs disappear one after another, and suddenly it's black. And for the first time, you breathe in, you inhale some sand into your nostrils a little bit, and you wake up and are met with this intense heat as it is a bright sunny day back on the beach of Zehe Island, where you hear Ox and Molshad having some sort of tenable conversation for once, above you.
Oh my god. He fucking killed me. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
Lorenza is right there to hug you immediately. She like dives at you at the sand.
Oh, hey, Lorenzo. What?
Hmm.
What happened?
And Corlox. I'm sorry, Corlox is alive.
Good. What happened here? There's a lot of dead bodies. Where are we? Hey, Molshad. Thanks for the revive.
Not a problem, Taff. I'll let Ox fill you in. I would rather not. And he walks away.
So, two things, Tab. First, where the hell's my hello, you jackass? Two,
I-
all hell broke loose after we left.
Okay. Hello, Ox. Sorry I didn't say hello. You didn't hug me, so I wasn't like on my mind.
I didn't
And
know how
then,
long it was gonna give you some rest. I wasn't gonna like just straight wake you up, look sleepy, 'cause you died and all.
yeah, I splashed upon the ground like,
Oh man,
Oh,
let me tell you what
yeah.
actually happened. Out here, you were
Sorry.
hoisted through the sand by a hand of probably Lloyd, if I had to guess.
Or, oh, maybe the god that Lloyd worships, or
I
whatever
have
you can
no
say.
idea. Anyway, welcome back.
Thanks. Where's Biz?
Uh, so I tried to chase the body, dead, I think. We haven't been able to get a hold of him. Um, if I had to guess, they were headed towards Az Stronghold. But neither one of us is well, you're definitely not in any condition to do anything right now. Um, but yeah, basically everything's awful.
Okay, so a little bit of rest, and then we go and rescue Biz.
Yeah, sure. But we're going back to Macerna because Biz had all the stuff. The only reason you're here is because Molshiad, who's actually pretty cool. Did you know he can mass resurrect without requesting them wanting to come back? Anyway, we're gonna go back because we've got to restock on stuff.
Okay, yeah. We probably need another resurrection spell for Biz.
Corlox
I
sort
mean,
of cleared her throat. She's like, and she presents you with Vosu's bow. And she looks at you and says, we should probably also talk about the ones that we lost as well.
oh
Oh
yeah,
God. Oh God, no.
like I said, all
Listen to
hell broke
us.
loose.
Is Stephen
We
okay? Stephen okay?
Givey was with you.
Yeah,
Steven.
but I was dead.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
Givey and Steven are there.
Okay.
The only one that
Good.
perished was Vosu, but
yeah, just point to Steven. He's right there.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
yeah,
by the way,
he's gnawing on a hand. You don't know whose hand, but you hope it's not an
I don't
ally's
care.
hand.
oh, look at that. Steven's doing better. He wasn't eating hands earlier. I was worried.
Oh, Stephen, I'm so sorry for dying and not coming back so soon.
Yeah, you really need to stop doing that bullshit.
Yeah, I was pretty mad.
Pretty careless, not gonna lie. You had me
Really
worried.
careless.
You had me
Yeah.
worried. You had me worried.
Yeah, I must have worried there when he threw me off the hand.
Yeah, yeah. Ox thought he could catch him. I looked at Given. I said he's not catching him.
Yeah, he really wasn't.
On
Not
foot.
without his carpet.
Yeah.
You probably ask
Ox just
Jeffrey
looked
if
at
it
the
has another
ground like sad because he now remembers the carpet's spot.
Corlox speaks
Man.
up, says, yes, Vosu perished along with Gassan, Kiris, George, Kamal.
Oh
Yeah.
God. Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God, oh God, oh man.
Molshed has lost mostly all his resources, and Sylvador and Olba are dead. Only 2 remain from his crew. Elran is dead, and as she points to the rest of the camp, the mercenaries that he brought are gone, so we are understaffed. But bright side, I guess, is that Nurbanu and Nikitas should be here soon, so we'll have some more allies. But no, I think some rest and some small funeral rites for now. Um, but if you are to make your way to Jeffrey, if you could try to acquire some more, maybe to bring him back, hopefully. If not, then we should at least send him off properly.
Yeah.
But if you're heading back, tell Jeffrey we said hi.
Yeah, we should
course.
probably start with that and get to Jeffrey as soon as possible so we can see what we can work with. I'm pretty good to
Oh.
go. I don't think we will fight anything.
Oh yeah, there's also this thing like no one's been able to reach the Grand Admiral. I don't know what that's about. They're still trying, but
Oh, it just keeps getting worse.
I mean, it always gets worse before it gets better, right?
Yeah, but still, can we have some good news? Like, everyone's almost dead. Then yeah, okay.
We get to see
Okay.
Jeffrey today.
Yeah, that's great. That's the only good thing. Okay, not the only good thing.
Wow.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ. I thought I was the melodramatic one.
Yeah,
I just died.
people are dead, dogs.
I'm aware.
Biz is
Unfortunately, we don't
dead.
have the luxury of doing nothing.
I'm not saying we don't do anything. I'm just saying I'm a little bit bummed out.
Uh-huh.
I'm very bummed out. It's gonna take me a bit to get back into spirits. Yes.
Corlock speaks up. She says, I'm going to go and stick with Molshed, see if we can keep in contact with both Zuvex and Rakati. See where they are, especially Rakati. He definitely left in a hurry when you both left this plane. So maybe he's got some interesting news, especially Zuvex. Hopefully he's found something wherever he's at.
Good.
So,
Okay.
I guess we better get this knocked out as quickly as we can. The portal that Molshed set up goes to the workshop behind his shop. And we can use that to get back here when we're done in Macerna.
Perfect.
I asked for instructions, so now I know. It's not going to be
Yeah,
a
then-
guessing game.
That's good so we don't get stuck in Macerna. That would be hell.
I mean, to be fair, by comparison, this is hell. That
Yeah,
would be
but
dream vacation.
yeah, but I mean, we get stuck in Macerna and we can't help anybody here.
Mhm.
And then they get to the state of illumination because they have Godelina. Which is very weird that she started attacking us. She sunbeamed me in my face.
Yes, he was like, yeah, they're telling me that Golden betrayed us. I knew she was a
Yeah.
traitor. No, I'm just
No,
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I mean, yeah, there's no way. There's got to be some other explanation. If Biz were here, he'd probably know.
Yeah, Biz would definitely know
Yeah,
if he was here.
yeah. We have to think a little bit of that. We aren't the smartest one in this group, but we can think something up,
That's-
probably.
That's why Sterling was the smartest of us all.
True.
Anatoly speaks this way higher.
Corlock just smacks the back of Steven's head. The hell is wrong with you? I'm hungry, okay? I'm a dick when I'm not, hungry when I'm not don't have food in my belly.
As
That's
when
not
she asked
food.
that question to Steven, I just point at Tab. I'm like,
The influence of my son Steven. Jeez.
Oh God.
Steven's traumatized for life. There's no helping that. Nothing could save him.
we need a super greater restoration to fix this.
I wish spell. So the teleportation circle, you actually still don't know how to use the teleportation circle. He just said it's over there.
Hmm. I assume we just walk into it. So if that doesn't work, I'll go talk to him again.
So you guys, are you guys walking to it?
Yeah.
So who's first?
Me.
Ox, you look at the circle and you're like, I don't know if there's any fancy words, but as soon as you step in, Tav, you notice him just get dragged into the middle of the circle, and you're just like, ugh. For you, Ox, it feels like you got pulled by the hair and are being pulled down a tunnel slide.
Oh.
And
Oh
when
man,
you get,
that's an old feeling I haven't had in a while.
it only takes about 2 seconds, but you immediately find yourself flying straight into a stone wall. Tav, it also happens the same way. Um, I will say that you both can make acrobatics checks
Ooh, acrobatics.
Oh
to
yeah.
avoid the wall.
Do I
Ooh.
not get advantage on this?
You get danger sense, so I'll just give you danger sense on that.
All right, cool.
Got a 28.
28. Okay.
Acrobatic. Fantastic. Ooh, 19.
So you both managed to avoid the wall, but it looked like the spell was intended to just throw you at a wall upon arrival.
Fucking mulch. Yeah.
You know what? After everything we've done, we kind of earned that.
We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him.
You haven't seen the back side of the summoning scroll before, but there's a smaller workshop, looks like a garage. Inside there are silhouettes of what probably were chests and scrolls that were on tables. There are a lot of posters up of like lewd dragonborn women all over the place. So this was like his like workshop, his like real workshop where he
Guy's classless.
you see a Miss Dragon Queen 20 or whatever year it is.
He's got good taste though.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, they're all gold draconians though. They're not dragonborns.
That's interesting.
So there's just a door. There's like a garage door, but there's another door too. But you can go either way. And as you do, it's another humble or another bustling time in Macerna. Since it is around 8 or 9 in the morning at this point, people are out about already at the canal bazaars, preparing the shops and probably already selling. So the street's bustling. It is Vatapol, I think, so it's a Saturday, so it's a weekend, so people are out about right now. But yeah, you've returned to the city of Macerna. You're not too far away from Summoning Scroll or from the tower. I'm assuming you guys are making your way straight to the tower.
Yep.
Cool. As you both meander through, everyone sees you, and you are sort of pestered along the way by fans, young children for Uox who are like, "Oh, you're my superhero!" Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then Tav, mostly suitors, um, a bunch of weird guys and women trying to hit on you and say, "Hey, you want to go on a date when you get back?" Blah blah. Like, I'll give you my family fortune if you go on a date with me. Blah blah. Yeah, so they pester you your entire journey
Cool.
back
I
to
throw
tower.
on the gold coat.
Oh yeah. So, as you get to the front entrance, walking up steps, there are some newcomers, some fresh faces, some greenhorns of the freelancers, and they see you and they immediately bow their heads with like immediate respect, and you can hear them whisper, "It's the Sandstormers, they're back. I hope they take me on an adventure. I heard they have. I heard people who join them die. It would be an honor."
I look at both of them. I go, two things. One, no need to bow. Formalities are nonsense. Two, if you want to come, you're in.
And then you see like a clerk come by and he says, "They are going to need permission by the guild hall master first."
Cool.
Master
We're gonna go
Ox.
talk to him. Is he in?
Of course, he has a meeting right now, but you are always free to mosey your way up to the head of the building.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Just
that's-
walks right past.
Yeah. So everyone, there are probably very few people who have those gold jackets on as you go to the veteran section. So there's maybe 2 guys left, and there's like, "Hey,
Hey.
So,
Hey, guys.
what up, heroes?"
No
Sure.
doubt there.
Oh, we already
guys got
did.
this.
One of us already did.
Oh man. Both of us already did. Say nothing and just keep walking. Just like with the face, they're like, what?
That's true. That's true. So you make your way up the stairs, and you notice that the magical lift is out of service, so you have to take the stairs.
Oh god.
But the cool thing is there's a vendor there who's selling iced ales, and he sees you and it's a scruffy looking gnome. He's like, "Oh, on the house for heroes."
Woohoo! Grab
Woo!
3.
So you're like, yeah, you're just like, oh god. So
I
200
spent
flights
too
later,
long.
200 flights later, you get to the top. You guys are in good shape, but I mean, those ales didn't do you any justice, especially if you drink more than one. But you're a barbarian, so it really doesn't matter. So you're just sweating anyways.
Yeah.
I got the beer sweats.
Wipes it off. Hey, can you cast prestidigitation?
No. I don't know. I thought you could.
I think I took away that. Yeah, I
Aha.
don't have that
Damn.
anymore.
Damn.
Oh, now they're gonna know I was drinking.
As you get to the doors, there are some security guys. There's like, oh, sensors. Just to inform you, Master Jeffrey has a meeting, but you can always in. I just always enter. I just wanted to let you all know. And they open the doors anyways. It's like do not disturb, but they're just like open it. As you open it, you can see that in the office, Jeffrey's at his desk and he's talking to two individuals. Both of them you actually met before. I think both of you met them before. A half elf woman with dark skin, dark brown with light brown skin, silvery white hair, and an old dwarf, like an old dwarf with old dwarf with a long white beard. He has full plate armor. He's got a hood over his head. He's smoking on his pipe. You know that dwarf to be Bodasso, and you know the elf woman to be Alkazi, who is the proprietor of a caravan of sorts that seems to be a patron of.
I have not met them.
Yes, that's right. So, as Tav, have you met them?
Yeah, I think me and Biz met them.
Mew and Biz have met. Yeah, it's Ox is the only one. So, yeah, Ox, you see these, and Jeffrey's like talking. He's like, "It's thank you so much for the opportunity to do business with you." Hey, Ox, Tav,
Jeffrey!
you
Hey,
here
who's the
for a
cool
short
guy and the pretty
time?
lady?
Oh, hey, they both turn around, and both of them immediately stand up and bow their heads.
What's up with
And
everybody and the formality?
Jeffrey's just like, Tav, you've already met Madame Alkazi and Surah Bodasso. Ox, this is our newest and biggest patron of our guild hall. This is Madame Alkazi. She runs a very lucrative caravan company out in the continent of Dias.
Cool.
And Alkazi turns to you all and turns to you, Ox, because she's already met you, Tav. Well, she turns to you, Tav, and says, "It is a pleasure to see you again,
This is all
Selah,
mine.
Selah Tav. And you must be Sarah Ox. It is a pleasure to meet you as well.
Howdy.
I see that you have pressing matters. Sarah Jeffrey, me and my companion will be out on the balcony to wait for your conversation, and we will finish with our dealings afterwards." Jeffrey says, "You are too kind, Madam Okazi. You are too kind. Please, feel free to drink yourselves away, and don't tell anybody, but there are some gold leaf rolled up out there too." "Oh no, I've given up on all manners of debauchery. Thank you."
I walk out and grab one.
That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Bodasso's like, if I don't mind if I do. Puts a whole like joint in his pipe. So they walk onto the balcony. They obviously close the window pane doors, and they leave you to Jeffrey says, "Where's Bismuth? Are you all here? Are you here on you're not here for pleasure, you're here for pick up stuff, right?"
Oh, well,
Mm,
Biz is dead.
What?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you guys took him out with it, but it needs to be
What?
done. We
Okay.
need more scrolls, resurrection scrolls. Do you have any?
Yes, I have some which I want to talk to you about, but hold on. Wow, okay, so what happened?
You know the guy that killed you and turned you to stone?
You see his face like, yeah.
Yeah, we fought him again.
Oh, trauma.
Yeah, a lot of trauma. He killed me. He didn't turn me to stone, but that's You killed me.
Oh,
I got
okay.
back this morning. They took Biz, they
Okay.
took Odelina. So
What?
that's great.
What is happening out there?
We don't know. It's all gone to shit.
That's terrible to say.
I know what's happening.
We kinda know
Okay.
what's happening.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
so is Godolina alive?
She was dead.
Wait, what? What
Yeah.
is?
Okay, okay. Half.
Yeah.
It's fine. Give me a second. So, Biz is dead. His body was carried off towards a stronghold to the west of the island.
Why?
I
Why do
don't
you
know.
need Biz?
I don't know, but Biz was
They
holding
have
all
Godolina.
of
Isn't that bad? Isn't that
my.
like the worst case scenario?
You don't shut up and listen.
I'm sorry. I just you just threw this on me.
I understand that. This is not how you break news. Have
I'm sorry.
I mean, I
my
respect
job
it.
to
I
be
really
the idiot.
do.
What is wrong with you? Anyway,
Oh,
no. So Godolina fell in battle, but then popped back up and then attacked us. So there's something going
what?
on there that's not normal. I don't know
Yeah,
what it is.
Godolina wouldn't betray us. No way.
Exactly. She's the best of us. Well, in terms
Oh.
of having a goal.
Yeah, she's the most goal oriented out of all of you.
Yes. And then
That's for sure.
the smartest one was Biz.
Oh, I miss Sterling.
I
Biz. Biz is the smartest one. Yes.
sure, wow, that is twice. You and Steven think alike. Okay, maybe you were the bad influence. Anyway, the point
Wait,
is,
how am I the bad?
I smile at him and then put like my hand up to the side of my face and just point at Tav.
Ah, I understand.
Yeah. So, um, we are trying to recoup. Right now, Tav is recovering from the resurrection that was done. However,
Yeah, minus
Biz
4 to
has
all your
all of our
stuff, by the way.
Yay.
Yeah.
Biz had all the stuff and he didn't leave it behind when he died.
Same thing with
So,
you, Biz. You're also minus 4 to everything. Sorry.
and and as stupid as mine is, I don't have a carpet anymore because I didn't think to have it made fireproof.
What? Well, I'm gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised it lasted this long.
I honestly am too.
Okay. Well, there's got to be a plan, right? To get them back, or
Yes, actually, that was part of the reason we came here. I also,
okay.
I've been told that that lady out there, the madam. My
Yes,
apologies.
Madam
I didn't
Rapunzel.
realize that was the one. Otherwise, I'd have been a little bit more respectful. Um,
It's
she
fine.
wanted to meet me for whatever reason. That can wait if it's whatever. But
Oh, yeah.
we need whatever help we can get. Everything has literally gone to hell. And it's spiraling because now the people are working with each other, it seems. I don't know. There's lycanthropy rampant on the island. There's a lot of Molchiad's people have fallen. We fell into a trap trying to save one of his people
Wait,
who was already dead.
how many people are dead?
Moose
I
is
don't
dead.
have enough fingers or toes.
Oh,
A lot of other people
by
are dead.
the Great Caliph. Wait, Vosu's dead?
Yeah.
Don't tell me is Kyrus dead?
Yes, and
Yeah.
George.
Oh, not George.
Like literally Ox just like stops and just looks down. He's like, man, I really should have just left them alone to their lives.
Gordon, I just see this like little memory. It's like, hey, you under the bridge living like a peasant. You want to join my dojo? Oh no, too bad.
That's exactly how it happened.
Knock knock. What do you want? We heard you used to drive ships in Mayship. I don't do that anymore. Too bad.
Like
He's
little
doing it
thought
now.
bubbles of all the choices
All-
that led
all-
to this.
All the people you recruited. Yeah. Dude.
You know what? At least we didn't recruit that kobold. He's safe.
I hope so.
God.
You know what? I bet
Um,
because we didn't recruit him, he's dead too.
God.
Yeah, he was in a plague city or something like that, I think.
Oh boy. we're not gonna go into that. Anyways, Jeffrey's like, okay, he looks over at the wine decanter. No, must stay strong. I need to see this through sober. Um, help. What help were you thinking of? Did you have in mind?
Resurrection scrolls, as many as you
Oh,
could,
right.
yeah.
Right. I have what I could, which I'll get to that in a minute. But was there?
I'm assuming Molshiad like lost a lot of his stock in whatever happened. So I'm assuming he might also need spell components for other things. I don't know what he does, but
I will have one of the mages communicate with Molshan to see what we can do. Um, I guess in terms of resurrection, so the Light Hood is the church of Palor, the God of
mhm,
Light. Um, they've sent what they've claimed to be the last shipments of aid that they can give us for the time being.
mhm.
Something to do with souls being lost out there or someone stealing souls. I don't really understand what's going on. Apparently, there's just not enough souls these days. I don't know. Um, but they said that that and their clergymen are scattered throughout the world, and they have to bring what they can to help. So that I've only managed to gain. This is the last of their shipments, so until I can find someone else that can give me large quantities of what you need in terms of healing and stuff, I'll have to go through Lord Pakanos to get potions, but even then, it'll take some time since he's gonna have to procure new deals with the Chartist merchants, the Chartist captains, I should say, and any other organizations that are willing to part with potions. Um, but I do have here as he goes and he brings out a smaller chest and he pulls out nothing. No, I was kidding. He pulls out
Disappointment.
yeah, disappointment. Let's see.
Story of my life. I didn't realize that you
No,
had
no,
it in that box.
it's a large size. It's a large chest. He says this is the last that they're going to give us for now, until I find new patrons. And inside are two scrolls of resurrection. I'll actually just post right here. It's a good amount. It's a good amount. It's a good haul, but this could very well be the last haul you ever get.
Got it.
Have to give another big donation for him to give us more.
Go take out another demigod.
I mean, yes, your characters could think that, but from what Jeffrey's hinting at is that there's something greater in the world that is affecting
Right.
this whole economy, I guess.
Yeah, but
Cool.
still.
There's something's happening, something
Dark.
ridiculous, something dark and sinister, and mischievous.
I wouldn't call him
Sunday.
funny. I mean,
Okay.
it really is a matter of perspective.
Shut the front door. All right, so here is what he has procured. In the chest are 3 greater restorations, 2 resurrections, 4 scrolls of revivify, 5 supreme healing, 15 superior, 10 graders, 20 normals, 10 manas, 15 greater manas, and 5 superior manas.
Okay, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's a good haul. Like I said, this is probably the last haul you'll get from Jeffrey in, I don't know, at least for a while.
You
Unless he
got any?
finds someone else. What's up?
If you got anything, or can you procure something that can lead us to, I guess, Biz's body?
I could speak with some contacts I have in the Mages Guild, or maybe even talk to a priest of Kalimvor. I don't know, or maybe talk to a wizard of Divin. I think there's a diviner wizard in the capital. Maybe I'll send word. But it's gonna
Okay,
take me time still. So
that's fine. I get it. We just, I mean, we have an idea of where he's at, but
so
he's
what's
not.
so what's so what's next? I know finding Biz and Golina are paramount, but with Golina, I mean, not acting yourself, doesn't that mean that they can get to the city of light or whatever?
Yeah.
I don't know much about the city of light. Golina didn't talk about, it, but I know that Jeff or Steven was like it blows things up, and I was quite surprised that a city could do that.
Oh, it's more than a city. It's a way of life.
I don't like how you said that.
What the fuck do you mean with that?
I don't like that at all.
I mean, it's designed to save the world. However, they're trying to twist its purpose. Um,
Oh, okay.
that being said, uh, Cav, this may be uncomfortable, but we may have to just go after the city.
What do you mean with that?
You're going
You
to
mean
abandon? You're going to abandon
this?
Biz?
Well, I mean, I don't
Oof.
know. I mean, I gotta imagine if they were all together that they would take Biz with them.
Are you sure about that?
They took his body somewhere.
Yeah, but still, are you sure that they leave this or were taken with him? I mean,
I
do
don't
not
know.
leave him.
He was a body. You
Yeah,
don't take a dead body unless you need it for something else.
You don't think they're gonna resurrect him as like an undead servant, right? Like an undead warforge?
I tend not to think much, so please don't put that in my head.
Oh no, a necromancer Biz? Oh no.
A Biznomancer.
A biznomancer. You both say that at the same time.
I'm not even sorry. I'm gonna have to tell him that if he ever decides to switch up his magic. I don't know what he
Not
can do. He's wild.
at the glass door, you can see that Madame Okazi sort of opened it ajar and she says, I am sorry, Meister Jeffrey, but it seems that we spilled the wine over the balcony. I I can go and send Bodasta to clean up, and Bodasta's like, it wasn't my fault, I swear. But all Kazi's like, I don't mean to be rude or to pry, but I cannot help hear that you are all in how do they say it? A pickle?
a big pickle.
They have to be
Um,
a big pickle. We're quite large.
Oh, that is
I
good to know.
goddamn you, Ox.
If I may, to both you, Jeffrey, and these Sandswimmers, I have heard a very great deal about you, and I did want to speak with your ox, but I don't want to intrude on bigger events happening in the world. I've heard talks of what is happening out in the Tornatals, and it is a travesty, nonetheless. But as a new official patron of this guild hall, I would like to extend my services to you and help you in your time of need. And Jeffrey's like, Madam Okazi, you don't have to. You've already given us enough gold to last us a lifetime. And it will be well spent. I assure you, I will not be gambling it. I don't do that anymore. Okazi's like,
I look
that's
directly at him and go, "That is not how you say that."
Okazi's like, it's quite all right, Jeffrey. I know that you have a lot on your plate, and I know that the Sandswimmers are going to need all the help they can get. Because if the tales are true, if they do not succeed, it will mean bad business for everybody, including myself. If you don't mind to hear my pitch, I may have something that could help you all.
Yes, please.
I run a very lucrative distribution company. My caravaneers are renowned. Not renowned in a very public, bright light sort of way, but they are very good at what they do. My people are good at apprehending, hunting, and capturing individuals. And because we are so good at that, we know how to traverse all manners of obstacles, be it here on the mortal plane, or even out in the astral sea, or a different plane of existence. Jeffrey's like, oh, I didn't know that your reach was that far. That is, no wonder you have so much money. Correct. I can offer you one of my most elite caravan groups, one of my elite wagons to help you. They have the skills to traverse, infiltrate, and support you, the Sandswimmers. But more importantly, they have a means of transportation, a means of transportation that can take you anywhere. And realistically, I have really nothing I want in return, except because I sort of know who you are up against. I I will be frank with you, Meister Jeffrey. I work in the underworld. I dabble with the criminal organizations, but of course, I try to bring good business practices to official and upstanding organizations like the Ministry of Freelancing. I do the dirty work. You reap the rewards and the money.
I like her.
I have heard about this Hibis corpse, this fiendish cult. And I have heard of this supposed Rakshasa who leads it. In my line of work, there are certain individuals that we would like to have in our custody. It's not really slave trading, more merely in exchange of people for money. I can offer you my current best team at the Stygian Wheels. In return, you allow my team to apprehend Prundes and give him to me.
Then I would not like that, I think. But we really need the help.
My group will not interfere in whatever you plan to do. However, me, simply want the Rakshasa. And he doesn't have to be alive.
Okay.
My team will take care of it. They have a means of capturing people in any way. So you do not have to worry. As long as you get them close to Prundis, they will take care of it. I'm sure my large Sivak Draconian friend would be quite pleased with this adventure.
You might.
Jeffrey's like, okay. I didn't know that you did dealings and such. I thought you just meant in distribution, but hey, to each their own. Looks at you. Madam Alkazi is well known. I will be honest, I had to dabble in criminal underworlds for some resources. I assure you, we are not in debt to anybody. Just Alkazi. No, I'm just kidding. We're not in debt to anybody. Alkazi has been very good to me, and he's been good to the guild hall so far. If you're willing to do this, Madam Alkazi, looks at you two. What say you? In the meantime, I could look for more help as well. I do have a meeting with Bakanos and the new governor, the new Aga. I'm sure he's going to want to know what's going on out there.
I look at Jeffrey and I'm like, Jeffrey, yeah, I mean, this sounds like a plan, considering we don't have to keep Dude alive, because that if he does stay alive, the cursed ones continue to exist, and that's a problem. But we really need to work on your ability to talk not out of your ass.
And Madame Okazi sort of interjects. She's like, to be fair, he does not talk like this when he is not around you. He only acts like this when he's around you two. I think this is when he's most comfortable. But he is quite serious in his talks with others. He keeps himself very well.
You know what? I believe that. We
Yeah,
have
I
that
can believe
effect
that
on
too.
people.
Jeffrey eyes the wine decanter once more.
No. You have a good run. Don't waste it now.
It's been 3 days.
Okay, it's a good run.
It's a good run so far. I think I'm doing great. Gotta keep it up.
You're always doing great, Jeffrey.
Small steps,
Thanks.
you know.
Small steps. Small glasses. I mean, sippy cups. You know?
Level up your drinking game.
Let's not think about that.
Okay.
Madame Okazi, once again, she extends her ostentatious hand full of rings. She says, do we have a deal, Sensumas? My team will be here by the end of the day, if need be.
Sure. I look at Tab and I'm like, I'm not the brains out of the two of us.
I say we take it. We need the help, and it will probably help a lot. other things.
I have seen nothing but formal lately, so kind of assume that's what everybody wants. So I literally take her hand and I kiss the ring and I
Oh.
bow at the same time.
Oh.
Completely out of character. And everyone else does it.
Well, Jeffrey, you were wrong. Oct seems to be a very etiquette, well-mannered person. And Jeffrey's like, that's the only time he ever does that. Only time he's ever done that. Huh. Well, I'm flattered. Jeffrey sort of speaks up. This is your best team, right? Because we really need the best. Do you trust them? And Okai's like, oh, they are some of my closest companions. I trust them with my life.
That is unsettling.
Gonna fucking die.
Um, so when she when as soon as you shake her hand and you have that conversation, she immediately you see her go to a what looks like to be a marriage ring, and she sort of just like rubs it, and a spectral phantom appears with chains and a book. He's just like, "Oh, mistress, what is my bidding?" And it's like literally a ghost, and you're just like, "What?"
That's
She's
pretty
like,
dope.
"What the heck?" He's like, send word to wagon number 2 that their services are needed in the Brosian Federation, or in the Raspa Federation. Send them to the Tornados. What islands in the Tornados?
We are Seahee Island on
Send them to
east side.
send them to Zehe. Tell them to take the covert from from Thought Island. Yes, madam. And he gets pulled back into oblivion.
That's wild.
That's weird.
Jeffrey's like, I'm not going to ask any questions. I've taken too much money from her.
I mean, Jeffrey, that's something you should probably ask long before you see something like this, but that's fine.
Well, to be fair, Ox, wasn't easy getting money for a guild hall that raised a bunch of freelancers that caused a lot of chaos.
That
But-
was
but
poor
a
leadership,
cult.
and that is why you're here now.
Ugh, great. Eyes the decanter one more time.
I pick up the decanter, I high five him, and I walk out with it.
You son of a bitch.
I'm saving you from yourself, Jeffrey.
Okay. And Jeffrey looks at Alkazi one more time. So no coin, no nothing. No coin, no nothing. I just want to prove this. He's all right. Well, shit. If I don't have to pay anybody, let's do this. All right. So, was there anything else you want to talk to Alkazi more, or do you want to talk to Jeffrey more?
I'll wait for them to finish up their whatever they got to do with their conversation, and I'll just be hanging out outside. I personally don't have anything to do. Well, nope, because no one told me. No one told me that someone
Yeah.
else wanted to see me, so I have no idea. I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, Chaz.
We go to Galahad and see if she has something for your groundedness, what you can say, so you can fly, maybe.
Oh yeah, maybe she's got a carpet. Hopefully, it's fireproof and acid proof. I'm adding that onto this. I just want it to not be destroyed anymore.
Yeah,
Also-
that's what can happen.
At a game, Jeffrey was given a lot of money for a focus for biz. I don't know if he has that yet though.
Oh yeah, it's part of that too. So, do you remember specifically what you want out of it, or just whatever was
It
available?
was just a spellcasting focus. That would be plus, like it helped my DC.
Right, well,
Mm.
okay, nothing specific. Okay.
Yeah, nothing specific. So
Okay,
whatever
yeah,
he could
so-
find.
Well, yeah, he has that. It's in the chest too. So in that chest is a spell foci of +2. And then what was the other one again? Oh, it's just a spell foci.
Yeah.
It's just the spell focus that I wanted.
Okay. Yeah. Jeffrey says I still have a lot of money. So if you need to use that money, I don't know if Biz wanted you to use the money.
Well, I think as long as it helps us, he'll be fine with it. This is for all of the shit he's talked behind my back.
Yep, he gives you a slip of paper that has like the signature. It says like IOU from the Guildmaster. He says, "Just give this to our vendor you're going to see. They know that I'm good for it, so I can just send them the money when I can."
Fantastic.
Okay.
Let's go see Galahad.
Oh, tell Galahad I said hi.
Of course.
Okay. So yeah, if there's no conversations you have left, you make your way back outside and you head to Galahad's place.
Oh, it's been forever. I've got to do something I haven't done in forever. I'm gonna stop by a food vendor and I'm gonna drop food down the sewers.
God, yeah. Unfortunately, you don't hear much in terms of movement or sound, but you maybe hear one or two rats.
That's
Oh.
fine. I'm keeping the legend alive.
Jeez. All right.
Oh god.
God damn. God damn.
And I just go, from the future to protect.
The fuck. All right. So you make your way over to Galahad's place.
Hell yeah.
Galahad? Yeah, Galahad.
Better
Okay.
than Gala Soft, yo.
I don't know
I got
about that.
nothing. I'm gonna
Yeah.
apologize now. I'm
You
sorry,
should.
everybody.
That was weird. Oh, what's that place called again? Ah, here we go.
It's
The Flux Deluxe.
yes.
Heading to the Flux Deluxe. It's another busy weekend. You can see that Galahad's not out there. It looks like to be a clockwork of sorts. You can see like magical strings above it as if it was like a spell. And it looks like it's out there smithing away with another clockwork construct giving it resources. But you do see Galahad at the window as she see the customer off. The customer just bought a bunch of muskets. He looks like some like hillbilly guy just walking out with a bunch of muskets. He's like 2 for 1. I'll take that any day.
Hell of a deal.
So
Hell
as you
indeed.
approach, Galahad has not changed. Obviously, she's still that mecha gnome. It's not a mecha gnome. I keep calling it a mecha gnome. Is it a mecha gnome?
So you said that she's kind of a clockwork sentient-ish gnome.
Yeah,
Is it a mecha gnome or is
it's
it a
a
auto gnome?
I don't know.
Auto
is what he
gnome.
said.
Yeah, I keep thinking World of Warcraft mecha gnomes. Anyways, because they're pretty much the same thing. So you see her still same auto gnome. She's just wearing some overalls this time. Looks like there's grease on it. She's obviously busy as usual. As she see you two approach, she says, "Ah, Ox, Tev, it has been quite some time.
Does it
Yeah, it
have
had.
Galahad?
What brings you in today? How's everything? How's the war and the tornadoes? How's
I
biz?"
put my hand over Tav's mouth and I'm like, we're doing a crack job. We're just here to pick up some supplies in order to continue the war effort.
That's good. That's good. That's good. A lot of my firearms are being used by Grand Admiral Bryaxis' Marines, so I can't wait to hear back on how good they were used and serve them.
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
What brings you in today? You need
Well-
some supplies?
well, yeah, actually, and I don't know if you have it or you can point me in the direction of someone that does. You know how I've had multiple magic carpets and they never seem to survive?
Right.
Well, this one didn't survive because it got blowed up by fire wine.
Well, I mean, even though it is magical, Ox, it's still made of fabric.
Well, I didn't think to have it reinforced, but now I have had that thought, and that's what I kind of am looking for. I want something that's not going to explode again, because right now I've got these hook hands, and those don't help in every situation.
She's like, "Oh, those are interesting." Wait a second. She sort of grabs your wrist for a second. She's like, "Wait a second.
It is what you think it is. That's how
Milford.
cool we are.
No. These are my designs. I know who stole these from me. That wretch. Milford, that conniving gnome.
You want me
He
to kick his ass?
stole my designs. I doubt you'll ever reach him. He is the head engineer at the he's among the chief engineers at the Imperial Magi or at the Imperial Foundry in the Tarak Empire. That bastard.
Are there international copyright laws? Maybe a patent?
No. I didn't tell you this before, but I used to be a member of the Imperial Foundry. I used to make weapons for the Tarak Empire, and then Milford kicked me out.
Oh, so he
Told
took
them I
all of
was
your ideas and then
yes,
Hmm.
that's sort of why I'm sort of here. Not that I don't like it here. I love it here. It's just I had a different life back in the Talk Empire, and Milford, the old crotch,
Ugh.
didn't trust me. Says I wasn't a real gnome. I'm pretty sure I'm more gnome than he is. Anyways, it's just unfortunate that this design is so flawed. Didn't even work on the mechanics correctly. It's so unstable. This thing could fall off at any time. Given enough pressure, it could just break your wrist. He's probably
I take them off. I'm like, can you fix them?
oh yeah, I could. Yeah, it'll take me maybe a day or two.
Eh.
Okay. I can definitely, you know what? I can definitely make the actual design that I created, and these will be far more superior than whatever these are.
Oh
I
man.
fear for the people who use these. Narzan in the back of the island. Weak! Ah!
I can't wait to be like, you guys got crap ones. I'm awesome.
He says, I'll put on your tab box.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, we got an IOU thing here.
Oh, from Jeffrey?
Yeah.
He is coming to a lot of money these days.
Oh, it's because he's not gambling anymore.
He used to gamble?
Sure.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely
Actually, I
work
think
on
he's less
these.
of an alcoholic. I think that's what the real problem was.
Oh. Was there anything else
Oh,
that you want?
yeah. I mean, yeah.
You said a
Obviously,
carpet? I don't know
yeah,
about carpet's not really my specialty. I could ask some contacts to see if they one have a carpet flying and two if they could enchant it in a way.
yeah.
You're looking to just be flammable or inflammable.
I'm getting real tired of losing my carpet. So whatever foreseeable obstacles, fire, acid,
Does it
um,
have to be a carpet ox?
no.
Yeah, I think I can procure like a flying like sled or uh I don't know. I can
Look,
something that's not fabric. I could probably
Can
find something to fly like that.
can 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 you give me some flying boots?
I can procure flying boots, yes. It's gonna give me like give me time to call my contacts, see what I can find.
Fantastic.
Okay, sounds good. I'll put
Please
it
make
on
those
here.
boots not catch fire or be destroyed by acid.
Okay.
I'm sure they won't catch fire. I'm sure they're probably gonna be very durable. Taff, were you looking for things?
Hmm.
Does Biz need anything?
Well, not that we
Uh,
know of.
Jesus Christ. Just walking around the obvious bush.
He
I
didn't
think
say that he needed anything, at
I think Biz
least.
said he wanted a big, powerful greatsword. I don't know why he needed it.
yeah,
Thought he
I mean
needed
just something on par with this one. No,
Tab Nauser.
I think if anything, Biz would probably appreciate. Was he's a I remember he's a sorcerer, yeah.
I think.
So I mean he can use scrolls and such, but he doesn't need like books or anything like that. I don't know. Just gonna
I
go
could
and
try to
throw a
find.
shot in the dark. Anything he can use to learn something that he probably shouldn't, because he's really good with things he ought not know.
That is very vague, and I don't know how to go about that, but I will find something that could help Biz.
Perfect.
I'll put it on the tab as well.
Perfect.
Okay. Taff, was there anything you need? I
Uh,
don't see supernal, and as soon as she says that, supernal clarity appears in your side.
I forgot about that, so thank you for telling me
Yeah,
that.
but no, it appears because it like just
I
appears. Like it wasn't there for a moment, then it's just there all of a sudden. It's like, oh, hello, hello,
Yeah.
Lloyd.
and then I just remember back to Molchi had a nice conversation. I'm like, see, I told you, you stupid dragon.
Uh,
Thought bubbles.
I was thinking armor for my other companions. If you have anything that might fit them.
I have this fantastic set of leather armor that increases marksmanship for Vosu. If you want to bring that to her,
Yeah.
I
Just
also
Yeah.
have
looks
this.
away.
I also have this beautiful platinum scale armor, perfect for silver. I also have these daggers, perfect for Furkadi. This throwing axe that comes back to you for Gassan. I also have a couple of magical mallets for both Kamal and Narzan. And then if you could give this to George, because George requested this a couple months ago, and she hands you a ivory pipe of a whale, shape of a whale.
Okay, okay, Ox.
I take
So
it
if you could
and
give
I
to
just
this,
like
give
a
this to George,
single tear rolls down my eye.
and she says a command word, and it actually transforms into a flask that's made of ivory.
Oh
So it's both a
God.
flask and a pipe.
He's a
Oh
genius.
God.
I know. And then also Curious had this fashioned before you left as well. He requested it, and she actually drags out a adamantine anchor. He says it's for your ship, so it can allow you to go faster, but also could be used as like a grappling hook, and also he could use it as a weapon. That's what he said at least.
My other eye has a tear go down.
Oh God.
And I just go,
Um,
oh man.
hmm.
All right. I can't.
Why?
I
What's
can't.
what's going on?
I can't. The jig is
All
up.
the people that you just mentioned
As
have
if by plot
died.
point.
Well, Vakadi's not
Like,
dead.
Wakanda
No,
is not
but I
dead.
not
Okay.
that. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Okay. Not all of them are dead, but most of them that you just
All but
mentioned are
Kizzy.
dead.
All but Verkati.
Oh boy,
And she,
Wakanda.
she just looks you blankly in her, I don't know, face, and she's like, I'm so sorry. Is there any ways to bring them back?
I mean,
Well,
eventually.
Oh.
also Biz is dead. Yes, so you know.
Oh no.
But we will bring back at least. I hope. He was
George
taking.
George too? George and Curious are dead?
Yes.
Oh no. Well,
Yeah. Do you have any resurrection scrolls lying around?
it's not my field.
Yeah, I was
I'm
thinking I
sorry.
should ask, you know. You
I
never know.
don't. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, don't need. I almost forgot.
That's terrible. So, you know what? I'm not gonna ask how or why. I'm just gonna say, see this through for them at least until they can come back.
We absolutely will. Ooh, we could go to the Temple of Habakkuk.
It might have scrolls, you mean? Or what?
I mean,
Or what?
Kumal was pretty pissed about the last time he came back as a halfling. Maybe he'll come back as something more suitable this time.
Well, that was a reincarnation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you
Mhm.
think it was she?
I'm gonna ask her. I'm be like, we got an IOU. I don't-
Jesus. All
Uh,
right.
we should not forget some diamonds also. I was thought
Ooh,
about
yeah.
that for the.
We probably
I
need
could
those.
I can send word to Lord Bacanos, and also you could probably I'll talk to Jeffrey so you don't have to rush yourself, but I can talk to Jeffrey, talk with the Merchants Guild, see if they can give us the deals. But I've been hearing talks about, well, there's chaos going on in the world, and there's a lot of lack of resources. But I'm thinking if we have the money, we can at least procure some diamonds. Um, the Federations is locking down hard on. I don't know if you know this, but they're locking down hard on resurrection and resources to bring back people and hoarding it for the Federation, like for the nobles and stuff. You know,
Oh,
I heard last week that they raided the Church of Light in Apicella and took all of their healing stuff. Even took a couple of priests and healers away to use.
Well, I
okay.
know what our
Okay.
next mission's gonna be.
Are we gonna be Robin Hood?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I don't
So, yeah, you need a couple days for those things. Uh, have.
don't really
Here,
have days.
she gives you a standing stone. She's like, I can contact you with this.
Yeah,
Whoever wants
that's
to
great.
let you know when it's done.
Perfect.
Perfect.
I was gonna say have Biz send me, but until you find or Biz comes back, can't really
Oh,
do that.
we'll get him.
I hope so.
Yeah, we will.
Losing Sterling was enough already for everybody.
Now both my
Oh.
eyes have 2 tears.
Oh God. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't. Just if you have some armors and just +2 armor or something, that really
Sure.
helps.
We can deal with that in our after session in downtime. Talk about
Right.
stuff like that. There's been time buying. But if there's nothing else you want to talk to with Galahad, you said you guys wanted to go visit the Temple of Habakkuk real quick.
Yeah, at least I do because I wanna bring back Kamal.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow him just so he doesn't make any stupid social choices.
About that. No, I was kidding.
Yeah,
I got
that's
you.
not gonna help.
Okay.
Could stab you. That might help.
So
You've already done that enough.
making your way to the Temple of Habakkuk. Obviously, it's an ordeal again because people are going to stop you. To get your autograph. To even some people are like, oh, can we get a picture? And they're just like, let me just paint it real quick. And you're just like, I don't have time for this. Let me get your
I'm like,
portrait.
if you can walk and paint, hell yeah.
They will try.
Mhm.
It takes you like an hour though, which would have taken you 20 minutes or 20 minutes on foot. Now it takes you an hour to get there because of all the people stopping you and getting in your way. But eventually you make your way to the temple that sits on a cliff overlooking the Bay of Turgets. You don't see Wifo, the critter folk, the otter critter folk. Doesn't looks like he's not around right now. There are quite a bit of people there, but you notice that there are a lot of. You actually know there's a lot of boats and fishing boats at the bay, and you notice that there's a lot of people hanging around. It looks like refugees of sorts. Some of them are Samahans, those tattooed people, humanoids from the island, the natives. Looks like they here have probably fled. As you get to the causeway that leads to the entrance, you see Brother Trames, the large minotaur, who's the chapel guardian. He has his arm crossed, and he's talking to these people that are gathered in front. He's like, "Look, there's no more space at the temple. I am sorry, but Elder Kea can no longer house any more refugees. Please make your way to Khosravi or any other place. If need be, find suitable grounds in these areas to make a makeshift camp until the chaos in the Tord Atolls is dealt with." You see people, but my home was gone. My daughter has been captured. My grandfather was killed. Yada yada yada.
I speak up. I'm like, it's not much, but y'all can use our house for the time being.
There's like 50 people here.
That's fine.
There's like, oh, where is it at?
Oh, it's that borderline. Some of it's up, some of it's not. House over there. It's a manor.
Brother
I
Train's
just
like,
point. Yeah,
yeah. He's like, thank you, Oxcord. It's
of
good to
course.
see heroes being heroes these days.
Someone's got to do it.
You see like some guy who like looks like a drug dealer, like, oh, nice, set up.
Not you.
Oh,
Get out
I
of
gotta
here.
go. Okay, I'll get out of here.
Somebody beat
So,
him up later.
Brother James, is like, what brings you to the Temple of Habakkuk? Sentinels?
Well, this is part social, part request visit. If
Hmm.
if the lady is in and able
Unfortunately,
to help.
Mother Elder Kia is away right now. She is further
Oh,
down the
but
coast, over in Khosravi. The dark tidings of Nicerelia have made profound effects out in the ocean life. So she's
mhm.
doing some ceremonies down in Khosravi. She should be back within 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, we don't have the time for that. So
I-
thanks you
Well,
anyway.
actually, how long does it take for the resurrection to wear off? Isn't it like
It's every
one
long,
day, every
yeah,
long
one,
rest you lose one minus one?
yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But Ox, we don't have the time.
That was just okay, fine. I figured we'd try. It's all right.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to do, and I understand. But
Smell what you're cooking, not liking it.
Because I didn't add enough salt, huh?
You're not cooking. Stop.
uh, well,
Well,
Nasrella won't be a problem for long, I think.
yeah,
I would hope
especially
so.
with her son dead.
Yes. And he sort of like pull out his large hand. I wish to thank you on all behalf of all living creatures on this world. That creature, that entity, that monster needed to die. You've
Absolutely.
saved thousands of sea creatures and protected them from their homes. What you did. The
Happy to
Charybdis
be
was a
the good guy.
terrible creature. If you don't mind me asking, why are you here seeking Elder Kia?
Oh, we suffered some casualties, to say the least.
Ah,
And I do know that she had brought back one of them once, and he had a personal problem at the time with what he came back as, and I figured another roulette might, I don't know, maybe be less salty this time.
hmm. I understand the loss is hard to bear and that you want them to return to the living. Just keep in mind that souls eventually need to find rest. Though I
That I
hear
understand.
whispers, though I hear whispers of souls these days not finding rest. Quite troublesome.
What's going on with the souls?
I don't know, but I will tell you this: my soul will never rest until I've completed my mission.
Okay, yeah, know that.
All right, is there anything else that you want to touch about the
No, I mean
transit at
that's
least?
it. I guess I don't really have much else.
Okay.
Um, I I I just ask that like if when she gets back into town, if she can reach out to us somehow. I tell him that she should reach out to me directly and not Biz because Biz is
You
currently,
Oh, well,
you
she
know,
doesn't have that she doesn't have that capability.
I don't
So,
know what she's capable of.
he says, well, when Elder Kia returns, since you have pressing matters out in the Tornadoes, she can just make her way there.
No, that's probably not good either, I would
She has this
say.
spell, I think, called what is it? Teleport via plants.
Hmm.
She can
Pretty
just make her
cool.
way out there.
Oh, I mean, as long as it doesn't impose on the duties that she feels need to be done, it would be greatly appreciated.
If it Your efforts out in the Tornadoes affects all life, all natural life on this world, all animals are going to need your success to be a thing if they want to continue, especially out there. I've heard whispers from the sea creatures. Weefo has been traumatized by what is going on out there, and he hopes that one day, or soon, that these freeborns and I don't know, apparently there's lichens out there are put to an end.
Hmm.
So many sea folk have been killed out there. Poor whales and starfish.
We are doing our best, and we will see it through,
Hmm. For the whales.
and everything else.
Yes. All right. Is there
The
anyone else
ugly
you want to
sea
talk to?
creatures too.
Yeah, everybody. Did you guys have anything else you want to do, or you want to head back to camp? Or the Argon's
Um,
camp?
I mean,
Because Nurbanu and Nikia should be there by now.
I think we should head
yeah,
back.
we'll head back yeah, we want to head back by the time that they would be there. We can always come back, pick up the rest of the stuff when it's ready. Um,
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
figured the
the
only thing,
teleportation circuit is going to be there, so.
yeah, the only thing I would do is probably try to get a sending stone from Jeffrey so I can talk to him or whatever in order to get clarification on where we're supposed to meet uh these weird people that are working with a
See, that's the thing.
caravan,
Alkazi never said. She just says that her people will meet you out there.
which is terrifying.
It
Yeah.
will be fun.
Um, yeah, I will say that even Jiffy would be like, so how did they get there? And she's like, by wagon. Which it's like,
No further questions.
yeah, no further questions necessary. You've answered it vaguely, but answered it.
You seem
So,
confident? I'm confident.
I mean, if you still want a sending stone to Jeffrey, go ahead and put it in your inventory. You have a sending stone to Jeffrey, just because I
Okay.
think you're literally the only one, and Tav, that don't have a sending stone. I think Biz the only one that had a sending stone to
Yeah.
Jeffrey. But he was also sending anyway, so he didn't really need the sending stone. But he didn't
Bastard
have the
hoarded
sending
an
stone
extra thing he
because
didn't need.
his bag of holding was taken with him. So now
Yeah.
you really don't have a sending stone.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Okay, yeah, put it to Jeffrey. You can have one too, Tav, if you want. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll take one.
It can
Why
be
not?
procured. Yeah.
It's good to have one.
Okay. So returning back to the camp, it's around midday or past midday. It's in the afternoon, around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. As you arrive, you can immediately see that the bay that was out near the camp is now flooded with ships. Now, probably about 40 or so ships are out further out in the ocean, anchored. And you can see that there is a plethora of people, supplies, and tents have been set up. You can actually see that the Remnant Zeal mercenaries have finally set up a barricade or wall around the encampment, but now they're extending it because there's so many more people. Obviously, not the thousands of people are on, just maybe a few hundred here and there. Maybe at most 1,000 people, or maybe like 800 are on the beach right now. The rest are still on their ships. But you can see that there is a sort of command tent on top of a little mound where there is a table with maps, and Molchad's there, Blade Luster, the Tiefling Arbites there, Roland, the human Arbites there, basically the last two of Molchad's crew. Narzan is chilling. Probably you can see him in the distance, breaking his wrists repeatedly.
I'm gonna warn him about that.
Corlox and Lorenza are. Lorenzo has Lorenzo always been like a dancer of sorts and stuff like that, or no? Well, regardless, Corlox is like bringing up the morale with some of the soldiers as she sings and plays music for them, and Lorenzo's there helping her. But as you all return, you can see down the mound with Molshed and his crew is Commodore Nurbanu and Admiral Nikitas, the Asimar who you rescued and has been elevated to command soldiers. So now you have 2/3 of the entire force sent to the Tornatals to deal with the freeborns, but now most likely to deal with the Hibis Corps as well. So as you get there, Nurbanu is the first to greet you. She actually hurries down the mound and embraces both of you. And she said, Molshed has told me what happened. I am so sorry for your losses. I can't believe Biz is gone, but go to Lena too? This does not bode well at all for any of us if go to Lena has been turned.
Yeah, it really doesn't. So we're gonna have to move. We're gonna have to move fast. That's what I'm gonna say. It's not gonna be easy, but if we don't move at quick
Right.
pace, something's bad's gonna happen.
Nikitas, the Asimar, speaks up and says, I think now is time to tell you my reports from my scouts up north. And Rabban says, yes, please. We haven't gotten word from Molshad, from Grand Admiral Bryaxis in days. He says, my scouts report, I've sent some Tritons out to scouts near the northern bays, and they bring ill tidings. They reported a sighting of 2 massive sea turtles. Sea turtles with multiple heads, like hydras, and a sea dragon, no less, tear apart through the first fleet. They never stood a chance. All they did see was an elf with long black hair and an eye patch, and a Triton woman with emerald scale armor riding atop one of those sea turtles, retreating into the shell via a hatch with the Grand Admiral in tow. And a lot of the other officers are like, the Grand Admiral was captured? And Nirvana's like, why didn't you say this sooner? It's like, I wanted the Sandstormers to know too. They should know as well. But the Grand Admiral has been captured and the entire fleet is gone. And Nirvana was like, 5,000 Marines gone. How are we going to take the island now with the loss of those veterans? Those were the best that we had. And so there's a lot of discord between the junior officers at the table, and Molchad's like silence, like he's like meditating for a second. But yeah, Nirvana's just like, what do we do? What do we do now?
Um,
And Nikitas like, I've only heard a little bit about this go to Lena business, but I've heard tales of the City of Illumination. If that's a concern, then that should be our primary goal, would it not? And Nirvana's like, yeah, but what about Nice Aurelia? What about this ritual we've been hearing about? What about all the people she's captured? There's innocents that have been captured and are said to be sacrificed. We can't just let them go. And what about the freeborns? They still pose a threat, even though we've heard reports that they're fighting Lycans, and then now there's Lycans. How are we supposed to move inland with all these Lycans? Our troops are vulnerable to being turned into werewolves themselves. And there's like more argument between Discord, I should say discourse with the junior officers around them, as Nurbanu and Nikitas are discussing themselves. And Molshid continues to just meditate on the conversation.
Huck is also just sitting there silently, but he just goes, "This is probably a crazy idea, but obviously the city is important. I assume that Godolina will be headed there, depending on whatever's happened with that. But Biz might also have some information. We've got to bring his body back as well as the stuff that he had. Now, I have an idea of where he is, but we're going to need to get there. And
Where's that at? Says Nurbanu.
if I had to guess, they took him to Az Fortress.
So these people that ambushed took him to the Freeborns?
They're not really freeborns anymore, I don't think.
Well, reports right now is that the Lycans, the Horde, are besieging all of the main Freeborn strongholds. Dragonrot, Forts, East Fort, and Az Stronghold are all under siege by the Lycans.
Right. My guess is they took them that direction, but I think that I don't know much, but I'm fairly certain it's more complicated than the simple appearance that it has.
All of a sudden, Molshid's like, ha ha! Oh.
Okay.
I finally got into contact with Zuvex, that bastard. He's been ignoring me this entire time. But I bring grand news for everybody.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
He has linked up with a Verkadi.
Ooh,
I think that's what he's named.
yes.
Anyways, Zuvex has been scouting at Stronghold for the past couple of days, and he's reported that there is indeed a siege underway led by a tiefling woman who explodes people. I don't know what that means. That sounds terrifying.
Oh, that's a perpetual.
That's terrible. He also says that he found the portal that is bringing in more Lycans. But more importantly, as he looks at you two, he saw several unique individuals walk through that portal. A large werewolf, a moon elf man, a Aarakocra? A Vedalken, which a Vedalken, she must have 10 plans planned with those 10 plans. Gotta watch out for her. Don't know what an Imperial is doing out here. Nothing good. I would know. I'm an Imperial. And coincidentally not, he saw Biz. And Biz is still alive. But the funny thing is, they saw him put Biz in a boulder. Like, just pushed him into a boulder like it was like translucent. And that's where he's being kept since. And it's next to this portal, which, by Zuvex's counts, not too far away from the siege of Az Stronghold. So we have a location on finding Biz and this portal, because Godolina was seen going through it as well. So that means that the portal must lead to the City of Illumination, right?
Potentially. So what you're saying, we got to go to this portal. We got to bust open a rock. We got to save our friend. We're going to kick ass. Let's go, Tav.
Yes. That is probably what you are going to do. The Sandswimmers. Obviously, we have to still figure out what we're going to do with this mess, the Lycans and the Freeborns. But at the same time, Zuvex reported that there is an individual who is not only maintaining that ritual portal, but also whatever prison they have put Biz in. Some elf man, no shirts, a lot of tattoos, raggedy, shaggy hair. Looks like from what he's described to me, sounds like a warlock, a petty spellcaster, in my opinion. No offense, Tav.
None taken. Probably.
He's also a bard. That's the best part.
But there are creatures guarding this portal, significantly powerful monsters, from what Zuvex says. He's going to definitely need your help. One, he said a giant red hand the size of, huge.
Oh, that one, yeah.
I don't know if you know what a gray render is, but they're creatures that live in the Underdark, except now they look like they have Dispacer Beast tendrils attached to them, which I don't know what that means. That sounds disturbing. The fact that there is a gray render fused with a Displacer Beast sounds terrifying. And a Nalfishni is guarding the gates and the area in general, with a demon with a mule head?
That
Nelfishni and I have unfinished business.
Right. He said that he had this piece of black cheese on his
Oh,
shoulder.
I'm gonna kill him.
Don't know what that's all about. But and everybody's like, good. Well, we have a way of finding business alive. That's great. We have a portal that's a way in somewhere. What about the ritual circle with Nicerelia? What about the lichens and stuff?
So
Um,
before Godolina got taken, her plan was well, we had a plan that was potentially to weaken the structure here, go for the city, and bring the city to bear against all of the evil of this world, including
soon-
Nycerelia's cult.
as soon as you say those words, Ox, a tremendous shock hits you in the brain. And you obviously are strong enough to hold yourself because a normal person would have fallen to their knees. But a shock stuns you, and your vision disappears into black, and you suddenly find yourself as you open your eyes drifting in the astral plane.
Uh-oh. I did a bad.
A booming voice resonates throughout the immediate area, and it is reminiscent or familiar of Corio.
Oh, I
And he
should have
speaks
said
out to you.
something.
And he says,
no.
Oxcord, hear me. Godalina is lost, and so is the city of illumination. It has now been decreed by the celestial court that she can no longer live. You have taken an oath of pain to cause pain unto others. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Then your oath now beckons you, as is your powers that derive it from me. I command you to kill Godalina and destroy the city of illumination. If you do not, you will break your oath with me.
First time.
To destroy the city, Oxcord, listen to me. Pay attention. You must awaken a sealed solar, a powerful celestial by the name of Habriel, who is a guardian within, known as the heart of the city. He will help you destroy the city and cleanse the fiends that now inhabit our once glorious fortress. But rest assured, Oxcord, Godalina cannot survive. If you do this, Oxcord, I have already spoken with Lord Foltus, God of light and law. And I have spoken to Rao, God of reason and knowledge, for a favor. For he is the only one that can remove your brand for good.
Huh.
Do this, Ox, and you will be free. Do this, and you will bring immeasurable honor to the pillars of worship. You return back, your eyes open, and everyone's just looking at Ox. Ox, in the meantime, just like, Ox, are you okay? Says Nirbanu.
Pull out my rune chalk and I pull out a container and I just fill it with beer. And I go, yep. And I just throw it back.
Okay.
As soon as he returns, a quake. Wait, hold on. Is that a quake? No, no quake. Nikia's continuing saying, Anyways, there are also reports of Trogodons, a rock monster, and a giant squid lingering in the area. They seem docile, but uh, I'm pretty sure my scouts report them to be Titan spawned, and if I know Titan spawns, we kill them on sight. They are not to be trusted.
No, wait. Those were business, so it should be fine.
You think could still control them once we free him?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's pretty good.
Sounds good.
Oh.
All right. I will take your word for it.
Yeah, just keep a distance for now, I would say. It's probably for the best.
Nikitas brings up, so what do we do now? What do we do with these freeborns? Do we just kill them all, or
The freeborns are slowly working their way through, and they are being told what's actually happening. So,
that's right. The commander you told me to let loose. He's actually been giving me reports. I'm so sorry, it slipped my mind. He has managed to persuade all of the commanders at those establishments. We could have them turn on our side. And Nikitas is like, they're traitors. I don't work with traitors. And Urban's like, but we could fight a common enemy. We should let them to their fate. They chose to secede from the Federation. They deserve their fate. Right, but we now fight twice double the enemies.
Ox slams his fist down on the table and just goes, "There's been enough death for today. There'll be death tomorrow. This is a stupid conversation. Use what power you have, or you will all die."
Well, it's just like Nirvana's like, Admiral, let us ally with them, put them to trial. Let the people decide their fate. But for right now, we could use their numbers. Your scouts say that 5,000 of our best Marines are dead. We need those replacements. And with Admiral gone, he knows every detail of our plans and how we operate. Right now, we need to focus on clearing the island of these Lycans, giving the Sandstormers time to rescuing Biz, and stopping the City of Illumination. And Molshad's like, but what about Nice Aurelia? I don't think we care anymore about her. There's more pressing matters now.
Yeah, I say we use free bonds. It's gonna help. Even if we can't fully trust them. We kind of care about Nicerella too, but for the moment we need to stop the City of Illumination from being activated.
Suddenly, a burst of purple and white light in the far distance, very far away, but you can still see the light. And then the earth begins to quake beneath your feet. A large beam rips through upwards and pierces the skies in the far distance. It's so far, but so big you can see it from where you're at. Suddenly, Jace, you don't remember Jace, he makes his way into the scene coming from Nirvana's ship. And he simply says, while you all gawk at the beam of light that's quaking the ground, he simply just says, so a goddess leaves the mortal realm. So much death for a simple departure. Tav and Ox, you both feel that same feeling that Jace is probably feeling too. And anyone who is divine, or anyone who has magical power or divine, or has resemblance of divine, Tav, you can feel it because you're just naturally gifted with fire, and it's a powerful magic that's resonating from that area. Nice Aurelia has finally escaped and left her domain. But with it, the howls of Lycans intensifies throughout the island.
Okay. We don't have to care about Nicerella because she's gone. So let's focus on the City of Illumination then.
Jace walks up to both of you and says, if you don't mind, I'd like to offer my services and actually directly help you all. I think I could be of great benefit to you, especially if you want to help get Biz back.
Oh yeah, let's go.
I am a powerful divination wizard. I can help you glimpse to the future and possibly alter certain events in the meantime. But I want to stop this evil from spreading.
I just go, you had us at let me help you directly.
And Urban's like, you seemed very nonchalant your entire tenure here. Why the change? And he says, I received a vision from my deity, Bokab. the god of magic. He giving me a possible insights into the future if the Hibis Corp succeeds. And he closes his eyes and he says, "A city of glass and fire, a scorched earth, and carrions roaming in the hundreds, souls not reaching the guiding forest, plucked by vile servants and vile and evil deities."
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yes. Um, and Steven sort of walks in and is like, chewing on another hand. "So, how's Jeffrey? You guys get help?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got someone coming soon on a caravan thing. I don't know
Jason
what that
me-
means.
Jason immediately interjects like, "What kind of caravan?"
Oh,
Oh,
I don't
Oh.
know what's called.
Stygian wheels.
His eyes narrow. He says, "You should not trust a soul coin caravaneer. They've already done enough damage to this world. You should not have taken their help."
I didn't take their help.
Yeah, you did.
Shut up.
And with that, we'll go ahead and finish things here and pick up next Saturday.
Thanks for
Oh,
joining
God.
us, everybody. We'll be back next Saturday. I do know that the following 2 Saturdays, I probably will not be available. We'll discuss that later because I've got a convention coming up and moving dates. So stay. We'll have an update for you next weekend. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the day.